everybody. Thank you for your patience. Hopefully this is going well and you can all hear me. I'm Mandi Hutchinson, also known as the Board Gaming Pinup Girl. As you can see, I have a different look for the stream. I was trying to do something a little different, jazz it up a little because I had a little bit of time, but we'll see how long this stays if I decide to keep it or not. So welcome everybody. Today we are going to be taking a look at the game Genotype, and this is published by Genius Games. I think that's right. Got that right. And hopefully they're in the chat today. If not, that's okay too. You've got me. So hello, Dion. Hello, Ben. Hello, Team Mandy. Ooh, okay. Let me start off by saying this is going to be rough. Like, really rough. I don't know why I had such a hard time learning the solo rules for this one, and they're not overly complicated. I guess just my brain was getting frustrated. So I have to do my obligatory, this is not a tutorial, I've played it once, and then we're just playing it together. And so I make mistakes. And I will try my best not to because I do have the rule book here to help me out, and we'll be playing it solo. So, Chad, if you have played this, please feel free to jump in. This is the stream where, hey, if you know things more than I do, not going to get mad at you for talking about it. So please feel free to pop that in the chat. Oh, you like the lipstick? Thank you. I figured I'm trying to kind of theme it, and I used to do, when I was a makeup artist, I used to do a lot of this stuff. Figured because we're talking about something organic, you know, the body, you know, genetics, that sort of thing, which is, oh my gosh, I loved this when I was a kid. I had to do the lipstick. I was like, let's do something a little more earthy. So even though it's plum, it's more like an aubergine. So that's okay. And then I decided to wear my Root shirt. Get it? Groot. I said root. Oh my goodness. Groot, but you know, tree-ish, growing. Anyway, my brain is weird. So thank you for the compliment. Oh, you're so sweet. Hey, Miguel, hello. Tracy, good morning. So, we're going to jump in. If you have questions, throw them in the chat. If you see that I didn't do something or missed something, because it, you know, ADHD kicks in, it does happen. Let me know. We'll make it happen. All right? So, thanks. I bought a whole bunch of these on T-Turtle. They're on sale. So if you're looking for shirts, I think about like 20, and they were like $10 each. So, and they have Marvel ones now too. Just saying. All right, so let's jump into the game. Because Lord knows this is going to be painful for you all. I'm very sorry because it was, I don't know why I had a hard time learning this one, but here we are. So pop over to the game screen. So here you can see laid out the board, and then I have, I think it's showing, okay, good, the player board, and then this is going to be like the solo player area. So I want to just make sure volume is good because I know I had a problem with this last time. I think we're good. So I'll quickly go over some stuff, and then we'll start playing, and I'll explain as we go. So, genotype. Who remembers this from biology? I mean, I loved biology as a kid. It's been a long time. But you remember Punnett squares, and then like the recessive genes, like the small r, the big R, the, you know, the different letters to see, oh, well, if your parent was redhead and someone was blonde, and then it'd tell you which traits were recessive. I mean, I thought that was so interesting. And they kind of do that here, but with plants. So, similar type of concept. Okay, so here we have the main board, and we have some dice. I apologize if they're a little cut off. They're not super important here. It's when they get on the board, so don't worry too much about it. And you know what I'll do? Let's go over to game left so you can actually see it. So here we have the dice, and these you'll notice have different kind of letters on them, but these are going to actually be placed on the board in a second phase of the game, and we'll talk about the phases and whatnot. And you can actually change the combinations of the type of dice you get by placing these out here. But again, this will depend on the action that you take, and we'll get into that already. Oh, and I noticed I forgot to do something. Oopsie, there should be coins on each of these spaces. I think I had only done one. There we go. That's more like it. Perfect. So you can see that side of the board. Let's swing on over to the right side. So over here you'll see the round tracker. We're at round 1. There's some other spaces that we can take some actions. That's where a little, I don't know, is it shovels, I guess, would you say? Yeah, okay, we're going to say shovels. See? Okay, Tracy, you like the genetics class too. I loved it. I found it so interesting. So here we have the abacus. This is going to be great when we have to do some research upgrades. I like this little area. This tells us how much things are going to cost. We have the nursery where we can acquire more plants, and the tool shed, which, well, gives us more tools. And these ones do have special abilities and special things, but we will talk about that when we get to it. So now we go to the player board, and I apologize if the quality is not as good as usual. I had to use a different application because my other one kept crashing. You all saw that from my last stream. I don't know what they did. It's annoying, so I'm fixing it, but this will help us out in the meantime. Okay. Dayon. Am I saying your name? Is it Dayon or Dayon? tell me because I hate pronouncing people's name wrong. Because I have one of those names. I go by Mandy, but my name's Amandia Ann, and people say my name wrong all the time. So I apologize. Tell me how to say it properly. I'm in love with the look of this game already. Now I have to see if my local game store has it. That's awesome. I liked it too. I really like this sort of thing, but I was also like a biology nerd. Not so much now, but at the time. So I totally hear you on that. And let's go through the game though, and then tell me if you still like it. I think you will. I just don't judge it based on me. Okay, so play area. This is my player board. Hopefully it's crooked. It's going to drive me nuts. You'll see the little... This is huge, okay? Let's go digging. Ben, no, I'm using OBS. It's not OBS. I have another program that acts as a virtual camera. So up here I have my cell phone, which you can't see, and I pull it in through that. So now instead I'm using OBS Ninja to pull it in, which pulls off the internet, which I don't love, just in case, the internet crashes. Well, I guess everything will go down at that point. But the other program is a virtual camera, so I didn't need to use the internet, but I think it pulls a lot of CPU, and it was crashing my system because I run everything at about 10 HD. So I've tried lowering some stuff on this, and hopefully that will work. If this is not problematic, I'll continue to use it. So let me know if it's really bad. So here's my garden plot. So I get this lovely, is it a why can't I think of the word for this? It starts with a T. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with me? Ah! Okay, please remind me what this is called. My brain is blanking. I'm probably stressed already just to start this game. These are my action tokens, which are the same shape. These I get to put out when I want to collect points at the end of the game, so I'll show you when those go out. And this is my area where I can garden, add more dice, because I only have 3 here, and garden plots, and you'll notice I start with 1. I've kind of set it up already. You get 3. 1 to go in your plot, 1 to go in your hand, so I'll play my hand face up for all of you, and then 1 goes back to the discard pile. So I might have shuffled it. Oops. Well, here we go. So yeah, and then I can put out another card in a plot, but I can also add more plots or more dice spaces depending on what I get for research. So let's see. Oh, Stephen, Q368 is the Chicago train. Well, now I want to know what you're talking about, Stephen. So please fill us in. There's never a mistake here. We're interested in hearing all the things. And I'm a teacher. Thank you. Travel. I knew it. I'm like, it's a I couldn't get the word out. So travel. Thank you. I knew it, just couldn't remember. As you can tell, I'm not a gardener. Sad state of affairs. Okay, so let's head back to the game. So first things first. I'm always going to be first player, hence the reason I have the large trowel in front of me. There are different phases. We've got the working phase summary. We got the working phase. We have the plant breeding phase, the research upgrade phase, end of the round reset, and then we start all over again. So it goes pretty quickly once you get into it. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes. So, yes, I have the rulebook out because I don't want to miss anything. It really makes a difference if you screw things up here, I find. So, we want to make sure we're doing the right things. And I'm going to go back and forth between myself and the solo player, and they've got some cards here. They're a bit tricky to read, so I might kind of switch over to the scene so you can see them and how that works. And they have some special rules that you have to keep in mind, and they have an additional phase that we'll do, the Atoma Phase, when we get to it. So, okay, Steve, let's see. I used to work for the railroad. Oh, okay, so chatting with some of my railroad friends on another chat. I love that. That's so great. Back in the day, I remember, one of my relatives worked for CP Rail in Alberta. I think it was CP Rail. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. So yeah, Rail Talk is a thing. So I'm here for it. That's awesome. So if you have any fun tidbits for us, please let us know. All right, so my AI is Johan. So I hope I said that right, Johan. And I swear when I first read it, I'm like, Joanne, oh my goodness, no, Johan. Terrible. And they have 4 cardinal rules, and their garden's a bit confusing. So, not confusing, it takes up a lot of room. So, it's supposed to kind of go down like this, but I'll have to be a little creative here, and where it is matters, so we'll talk about that. And they have a maximum in their garden as well, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. So, you know what? Enough of me chatting away. Let's get to it, because this isn't a tutorial. We're playing. So, first things first. I get to... Well, I only have 1 coin, which is a little sad. So I like to get money in this game when I first start. Although, the point is to complete these so I can get them out for points. I had a terrible score the last time. These spaces, I want to get out these little markers I was telling you about, because they'll give me additional points at the end of the game if I have those traits on cards. So for every trait of that, for example, if I put it here, I'll get points. So. I need a minute now. I should have thought about this earlier. I'm so sorry. What do I want to do? I feel like I need money because when we come to the research upgrade, I have to spend money to get those things. But I also need some of these genes to be out, which we aren't going to get to. So I need RR, big R, big F, big G, big T. If you can't tell, I'm very nervous for this game. Oh, I don't know why I'm so nervous. It's my regulars in the chat. I'm so nervous. So, CSX. Okay. Steven, see, I don't know anything about trains, apparently, even though I talked about them when I was younger. So, I also... Okay. I need a minute to think here. So it doesn't really matter at this point where I go. If I go down to second shift, it means I can pick any here that's available, versus if I just go to a specific space when we get to this phase, I have to pick dice from that specific area. Big R, little r. So my chances of getting big R, little r, so if I roll big R, little r, so 3, oh no, lots of things. You know what? I'm going to go here. So this is the first shift space, which means people in this area here get to choose first. So back and forth, but this is the first area that's resolved. I'm going to take a coin because I placed it there. I get a coin. Money's good. So that is my turn. Yes! So, Ben, that's correct. Dominant recessive. That is exactly right. So for this stream, I'm going to say big R, big T, little t. But yes, it's dominant and recessive. You are 100% correct. And it has it on the board. Homozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant, and homozygous recessive. So it is on the board, hard to see, but they do label that for us. But you are correct. So now we go over to the solo. So the solo, you flip 2 cards. Okay, this is where it gets a bit strange. So technically, you want to do it like this. So what's going to happen is, for the action, you're looking here. And let me see if maybe I can go to the player board so you can see. Even then, it's really small. I apologize. I'll pull it up to the camera so you can see it a bit better. Even then, a bit blurry. Okay, let's go back to the main. This camera, this is a video camera up here, so you'll see it a bit better. Okay. So the top card here tells you the space that they have to go to. So you're only looking at the action space. So we know that the solo is going to go to the university. And the second card you pull lets us know, if you had to take a card, which card you're going to be taking or which trait you're going to be using. So that's how the solo part is played. So we're going to the university. So they get to put a token out, and the university is up here. So they do have to take, obviously, the cheapest spot. They pay a coin, because you have to pay a coin to go there. Oh, there are my coins. And this symbol here means that they can cover one of their traits right away. So now, I hope I didn't miss anything here for the solo. Yeah, I believe they're supposed to also start like me. So let me just make sure before we do that. I think I might have forgotten to put that out. See, already it begins. Yes, so they should actually have 2, so we're just going to pull 2 off the top. They should have started with 2. So for now, we'll put them here. Hopefully you can see them. And the order of these matters. Okay, this is the top, but when you're marking off a trait, it has to be on the bottom card. So this is why the ordering of them, when you get them, is important. All right, and we're playing on easy, by the way, so there's no additional assistant or anything like that. So, if we look here, the university for the solo, Johan takes the cheapest available spot, which we did, pays a coin, and validates a trait according to the cardinal rule for the solo, which is the bottom most uncovered trait. So hopefully you can all kind of see this, but they're going to do this one. So it's 2 little t's, and that happens. So we put one of these leaf tokens on it to show that it's been covered, and that's their action for their turn. So that's it. So that one is technically done. I just throw those off to the side so we can save the room. All right. This is Tracy. We got to Mandi. Dominant trait, recessive trait, all good. Perfect. I think we all remember this, right, from school? All right, so that was the AI. Now we're back to me. And so I've got some money, which I'm happy about because I want to get an assistant. We haven't talked about those yet, but when we get to research, I'll show you. Assistants are very handy. I really want to start pushing this, but maybe I should just get an assistant and worry about it then. Goals are nice to set, but I don't want to spend all my money yet. I could go to the treasury and get money. Just spend this round just getting money, getting myself set up. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I should go to the treasury. You know what? I'm going to do that first. I'm going to get some money. I want to be set, so I don't have to keep going here. So going to the treasury gets me 2 coins, and that spot's closed. So 4 plus gets more spaces, but that's it. So that's it. I only have 3 tokens. I really need to get in here and get my 4th and 5th trowel to place. It's very useful. Okay, so now we're doing the solo. So, oh goody, this one's always a tricky. So let's do this so it's not confusing. So this one is telling me we have to do, and I think it has to do with these, but let me just make sure. So this is going to be the set parent genes. That's right. So Johann's going to change one of these. So it won't be, you know, the dominant recessive. We can then change some to recessive or dominant to improve your chances when dice are rolled to get a certain set of traits. Okay, so it tells me, oh, lovely. So this is a tricky one. So it's going to tell me I have to do one of these. How do I know which one to do? I look here. Now, this X symbol, and I'll show you on the camera. You probably can't see it. It's down there. It's like a wild, and it comes in handy when we're talking about dice. But for this purpose right here, we have to refer to the first card, which would be the T. So it's going to be this one here. So we're going to put the trowel there. And then, I wonder what side do they get to pick? Oh, because it's a big T, they put it on the big T side. I don't think it matters. So we'll do this. And that's because of this symbol here. Yep, that's it. Perfect. I think that's it. We covered it. Good. So now if we go to this spot here, your chances of getting dominant T's is greater because of that. If this was already here, the AI would have removed it. So these are something to think about. So that goes away. So far, so good. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. How are y'all feeling about it so far? It's a little bit going on, but it's not too bad. I swear learning it seems so much harder. Okay, so now I've got money. I don't really want to spend it because I want to set myself up to get an assistant and possibly my extra worker. So I like that. I'm not too worried about this. I want tools, but tools I can get when I garden. I think I'm going to use this last one just to get some dice. And right now, the T's, not excited about that because it changed it, and I need dominant and recessive T's. So, blub, blub, blub. Poop a loop. Maybe we'll go to G. The G's, because I need that as well. So I'll go here. And I will take this. All right, so that's that. And then we have one more for the AI. So this is on your wish list. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Okay, so we have here, the action is to set a research goal. So it's going to go here to the cheapest spot. They can afford it. If they couldn't, I would have had to redraw that card. They can, so 2 coins are gone. Haha, they're broke. This makes me happy. So I have a strong suspicion that they are going to take this one here, but let me just double check. Yes. Yep, that's exactly right. So this is going to go here. Oh, sorry, that's mine. Cheating already. One of their tokens is going to go here. So at the end of the game, any cards that they fulfill that have the 2 recessive R's on them, so the 2 recessive traits, they'll get an additional 3 points per RR that appears. Oh, that's so upsetting. That's a lot of points. I got like 8 points on mine. All right, so that's that. Look at that. Okay, so we put all the pieces out. Woohoo! So now, after we place it out, you would not do this part in the regular game with other people. Now, we're going to do Atoma Phase. So, let's see. Johann has placed in first shift places. No, these are considered first shift spaces. They would move down here. Hasn't done that. Johann validates 1 trait for each of his assistants. He doesn't have any. Thank goodness, that would have been not good. Johann gains a P plant card from the top of the deck. Oh dear. All right, so new cards go on top. Okay, so this is where this gets long and I have to pay attention. For each new plot card has a quite... I lied. No, 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 no. That only happens if he gets a new plot card. He didn't, so that doesn't happen. All new pea plants are out of his garden. Okay, so that doesn't happen. In a standard, nope, doesn't get coins. Finally reshuffles the cards for the breeding. Okay, easy peasy. So normally if he had gotten something to give him additional fields, like kind of what I have, for plots, excuse me, then he would have gotten a card for each of those plots. He didn't get any, so I'm jumping ahead there. All right, so we're reshuffling the cards that we use for the game. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so we'll put those, actually we'll put those here, so it's a bit out of the way. Get those like this. Okay, so now we are on to the plant breeding phase. Okay, this is going to take a minute because I got to roll some dice and whatnot. So, okay. So I apologize. You're going to see probably the top of my head for a minute. I'll just roll these. All right, so what I'm doing as I'm rolling, oh my goodness, that's a lot of X's. I'm placing these in the corresponding areas. How do I know where to put them? So I rolled a 1, but if I look at the chart, or the Punnett square, excuse me, it tells me that the 1, if you look at the cross there, is a dominant R, so it's going to go into that space here. The 2 is big R, little r, so it's going to go here. Now, when we get these kind of wild ones, and I'll explain how those work when we get to it, you get to re-roll them once. So I'll just do them all together. Okay, so now we don't have any, which is fine. And those are going to go there. And then we're going to do this for the rest. So bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves while I roll the stuffs. All right, so let's group these together. Another X, and that's changed. So let's start here. 4 is that. Big F, big F, and 2 is big F, little f. Okay, so we're going to do this phase in every round. So this is how we're going to be able to cover things on our cards. We get to draft the dice, but depending on where we chose to go. So for green, a 3 is big G, little g. And if you see I make a mistake, tell me, because I'm doing this kind of fast. Big G, big G. We have an X, and little g, little g. Cool. And now yellow. Okay, so let's roll those. I'm just re-rolling the 2 X's I had. Again, remember, I can only roll them once. If they came back as those little X symbols, then we would keep them as is. So let's do that. Let's do that. So 2 is, so here's, because of this change, things are going to be a little different. So now the 2 is 2 dominant T's. The 4s are big T, little t. And the 3s are big T, little t. Okay, kind of regret not going there now because that's kind of what I needed. Rah, 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 rah. Okay, so now, yes, so now we do plant breeding. So let me just make sure. Right. Right, so I think we do this back and forth if I'm not mistaken. It's not super clear. Yeah. I'm going to do it that way. That makes sense. So I think that's how we'll do it. So again, I go first. So I get to go here. And I get to pick a die. Because remember, now I only have 3 spaces to hold. I did not take this action, so I have 3 spaces to hold dice. I'm only going to be taking 2, so it doesn't matter. But I need big R, little r. Bloop. Okay, in order to cover that here. So we're going to do that. Perfect. And now for Johann, we have to draw these cards. So now we look, we're ignoring everything else here, unless there's a die, but we'll talk about that. And we're looking at which traits are being pointed at. So in this case, the TT, so the big T, is being pointed at. So we're going to actually remove that die. It just goes off to the side. I'll just put it here so you can see it. And that gets covered. Oop. If it was a double arrow, it's 2 dice that gets removed. In this case, it's pointing at nothing, so that's the only thing that happens there. Done. Now we're over to me. So these are technically supposed to stay on the board. Sometimes I'll remove them to help me remember which ones I've done, but we'll just work our way down. So here, I need big G, little g, so I have that. Cool. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to cover big G, little g. Sorry, this takes a lot of brain power, so I'm like, let me get through the first round properly, and I'll chat with all of you. I feel like I'm ignoring you. Now we got to do the next one. And the next one is little r. So here's an example where I'm going to be taking 3 dice off the board. So little r, there are none. So that doesn't happen. big G, which is this one. 2 of those would come off, and we would mark that off. I don't believe that gets marked off if there's no die to take. So let me just double check. No. Yeah, so we wouldn't remove for that one, so it's good. I hear my dog. 1 second. Okay, he's decided to retreat. I apologize. Okay, so now that we've done that, did I miss anything else? They've set the research goal. Yeah, so that's it for that. Everything else is kind of actioned in game. So now we're going to do the research upgrade phase. So this goes in opposite order, so counterclockwise order. So in this case, Johan is actually going first. This kind of sucks for me. Although Johan doesn't have any money. Oh, this is a thing. What happens if Johan doesn't have any money? Okay. He can't afford... Well, he can't because he has no money. Yeah, he can't buy any of these things, I've realized. Interesting. Well, hello, Ray. You're awesome. Thanks for joining. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're at the part where I'm muddling through the solo rules now, but the first round is almost over, and I appreciate all of you being here. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Interesting point. So in this particular case, he has no money. So it says check the position. If he has enough coins, he will purchase the upgrade. So in my opinion, in this particular case, he doesn't have money. So it looks like he's not getting anything. So if I'm wrong about that, someone will let me know. But there's nothing in the rules that says he gets something. So not buying any upgrades. I, however, will be buying an upgrade. So you go back and forth until someone's out. Johan gets 1 upgrade, but I can buy multiple. So I want this extra piece. I learned this from the first game, that getting that is really important. So I will action marker. So it's going to cost me 3 right now to do that. So what would happen is I would pay the 3, and I would get my marker for next turn, and then this would actually increase. So the next player that goes is going to have to pay a higher amount to get that upgrade. Johan still can't purchase anything, so come back to me, and I will be hiring an assistant for 2, which I have. And that would increase. Now assistants are over here, and let me see if I can pull that up a little closer. Okay, still kind of hard to see, but so we have Sister Maria, Brother Leopold, Sister May. So it looks like Brother Leopold gives us a discount of some sort. Sister Maria looks like I can use that die as like a wild, so once per turn in the game. Yeah. He has no money, so he gets nothing, right? It says that he can afford it, so I'm going with that rule. So unless I'm wrong, that's what it says. I'm thinking Sister May looks kind of good, so bear with me. Let me see what Sister May does here. Whenever you validate a trait, so that's putting... let me go back to the main game here. Whenever you validate a trait, so that's putting those little leafy things on your card, you may validate every copy of the same genotype on your pea plant. Ooh, that's helpful. So if I have multiple cards, I could just do it across the board. So, hello, Omar. No problem. We're just almost finished the first round, so it's good timing. Okay, I'm going to take Sister May. Hey. And usually what happens is in the rounds, cards don't get refilled. So I'm going to put my assistant somewhere where you can see it. Let's put them up here. And that's it, as far as I know. Okay, I need to get some more cards out, though. We're in a bit of a impasse with that. Okay, so after we do that, yeah, now we just reset and start over. So, not too bad, right? Not bad at all. Now I feel bad complaining that this was even an issue. So, I think what happens is this, and I think these go back to 1 space. So, everything goes down 1 space, I believe. I will double check that. It might just be the ones that are used, but let's just verify that. End of round. Yep, they all moved down. So, okay, so that's happened. We were all going to get our pieces back. Yes, and I'm not probably doing these in the order that it says in the book. Whatevs. I do it in the way that I see fit. Darn it. All right, so I'm going to go here. do that. Tracy, unless he'll gladly pay you tomorrow for a pea plant today, I don't think anyone will get that. Yeah, I didn't, but it was still funny. So I'm going to get, yes, and I have an extra one because I got one from here. Let's make sure I move that to round 2. We don't want to do that. All these cards will clear. We're also going to get new assistants as well, so let's do that. We'll put assistants kind of down here because it's a bit tight up here. Okay. Okay, so some interesting ones there. And now we got to put these all back on the board. Oh my gosh, why are these so high? I swear I shuffled these. And they're like the highest numbers ever, which means the AI gets them and then finishes them off in like 2.5 seconds. It's super annoying. I mean, I guess that's their job, but that's not the point. It's supposed to be easy. All right, so now everything goes back. I apologize, this area is like super messy, but it is what it is. Normally I'd be like, let's line them up all nice and whatever. Well, no time for that right now. No time. I feel like I'm missing dice. There we go. Yoink. And yellow. Amarillo. All right, there we go. Back to square one. So I am going to keep the solo one open because I know I will miss something. But those are... Let's see here. If every pin's been paired out, just go to other trying to start back. Okay. Okay, so I have to remember too. So that Johan will continue drawing cards during his research, placing with the next lowest P card, taking the corresponding dice. As usual, as completed P plants are harvested. If every P plant has been paired, discard the cards and start back at the top. Okay, so if there are multiple back and forths, I'll keep going, but I'll discard these cards. Okay, got it. I just had to make sure. Hello, Otter. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much for popping in. We appreciate seeing you. I know this is a weird time for a lot of people, so I appreciate anyone being here, even if it's just to say hi. And was Mikhail saying, I know the guy who discovered these things is Spirit on Pea Plants. Not sure about the name. Mendeleev or something like that. It is that. I think that's right. That sounds right to me. It's been a long time, but that definitely is a name that sounds familiar, so I hope so. Oh, so Tracy, Wimpy, a character in the old Popeye comic strip, was famous for saying things like, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Now I feel like I need to go back and watch that, because I do watch that. I just don't, it's been a long time. Okay, well, thank you. I learned something new today. All right, so. Oh, Soldier, this is good for you. Perfect for me, 4:30 in the afternoon. Perfect. So I know this is a good time. This is my Friday off, but with the new job, it's hard to do streams during the day. Later on, I might pop on Twitch to do a stream that of an app that Suzanne showed me. So check that out later if I decide to not be lazy and play Outer Worlds, because the new DLC dropped and I'm very excited. Sorry, we're talking about board games and I'm talking about video games. Okay, back to me. So I don't want to take Garden because Garden is going to harvest this. It's not completed, so I can't do anything with it. I really want to get this finished before I start putting out new plots because I can do that. I also need more plots because 2 seems like not enough. So, with that being said, oh, I think I forgot to put money out. Let me just make sure that that's a thing. I believe we do the monies. Yep, 1 coin. I knew I was going to forget something. There we go. So all those spaces get some money again. Oh, you stream there too? Well, you'll have to add me on there so I can add you as well. Salt and Sass Games, and I do it with Suzanne. Lately, it's mostly me. Suzanne has kids, so keeps her busy. You know, I just kind of pop on every Sunday night. We do video games, and then from time to time do some board games. So, actually, on Saturday, we'll be doing Forgotten Waters, the new DLC that popped out. I think they launched it today, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. So you have to pop by and say hi. Okay, so look, we want to use Sister May's ability. Kind of want some cards out. Not a good time. So I think right now, I might take... Oh, I don't have money. I need money. I need money so I can do this university action. So I just want to get this finished. So I don't know if this is the best way. I'm going to go to Treasury and gain 2 coins. Ah, Mikhail, you spent your day off placed Holler Tau solo 4 times in a row. I know, it's really good. And you're doing really well with it, by the way. I haven't had a chance to play it. There's always a new game coming in. As you can see, like I just got this a few days ago. So I get it. But that's amazing. Your score is probably like 120. Don't ask what mine is. It's embarrassing. It's not good. Okay, so this one here. This is an actual gardening space for this AI. So let's go here. Gardening. Here we go. So this token goes here specifically. And validating one trait for each assistant. They don't have any. Then gaining a pea plant card from the top of the deck. Yeah. So gets this one. New cards, as I was saying before. Hopefully that's not out of the shot for you. Go at the top. Okay. Gotta remember not to disturb these. And that's it. So if they had an assistant, they would get to put some traits out, but they don't. So we'll see if they get some money this round. Hopefully not. Okay, so money. So now I want to go to the university. Excuse me. Spend a coin to dominate. So this means I can, validate a trait. Anyone. I'm just going to do this one. I'm trying to finish it. I want to do the gardening action, and you'll see why in a second. And now we're over to the solo. So they're going to the university. Get some smarts. Oh no! They can't do the university. Ha! They don't have any money. So that card gets redrawn. Oh, they're going to the treasury. They can't do that either because I'm blocking it. Oh, this is interesting. Ah, but they can do this one. So they are... Oh, this is bad, actually. They are going to go to this spot where it allows them to... Oh, they can't do that either. So what happens when they don't have money? Because right now, no money. So let's just double check. Yeah, it says he gains... I'm just checking the phase here. Normally, in a standard or hard game, they would get 3 coins. We're playing easy, okay? Because I will lose, and I don't want it to be... Yeah, so it doesn't say anything about getting the money in the easy phase. Just double checking. Oh, and I apologize. He actually should have had an extra one from the last phase. I made a mistake. So, yes. Technically, it would be this, then this. So, I apologize. So now, he doesn't have money. So, we're playing on the easy phase. So, this is where things get a bit weird. So, he doesn't gain it because we're playing easy. So, he doesn't get those 3 coins. So, let's see what happens if he can't do the things. So, Okay, there's an invalid choice. Redraw that card. Okay. The action card will indicate. Yeah, so we keep redrawing until he gets a card that works. So he doesn't have money to do that card, so that card goes away. And let's do a little shuffle, shuffle. I actually think we're going to do this. And technically, this shouldn't be there. So we'll do a shuffle. Because at this point, it doesn't look like he's getting anything. And I apologize if this confused all of you. The end of the Atoma phase should have gotten a card. So that was my bad. I forgot. See, this is why me and solo games are rough. I forget things or don't read it properly, and that's what happens. Yikes! Alright, so. Can they do the nursery? Nursery they can do. Okay, here we go. So, they can do the nursery, which is over here. The nursery is interesting because I believe they take their marker, go here. It doesn't cost anything. And then they take the card that's shown on this one. So 1, 2, it's the third pip that's highlighted. So they take this one, which will go to the top. Oh my goodness, we're getting so low on this. So we'll do that. Hopefully that's not covering too much, but we're getting long in the line here. And they would dispose of the card to the right, but it kind of... what's the word? Carries over, so it would be this card that gets discarded. No cards get drawn, so that's what I have to choose from if I want to do that particular action. All right, so now I get to go to... blah, 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 blah. I have one more trade I need to cover. I don't have enough money. I could just go to a space and get money and then do that on the last turn, but I need to garden, which is the whole point of this. So either way, it's not happening this round. Oh, that sucks. Unless I get a tool. Oh, if I get a tool card, possibly. A tool card could help me out, because tool cards have actions that I could do. Let's see what the pollen brush does. Okay, hopefully this is not super boring for you while I poke around here. Maybe used in combination with other tools and actions. For example, a player may change... Oh, no, I need it for right now. What is a graph die? No, I don't want that either. It just gives me... Die. Seed bag. What do you do? Are you good? Are you going to give me something interesting? I need something that helps me right now, and it's not working out for me. So this is why I'm like, I need to find out. Seed bag. Draw 5? No! Ugh. None of these do anything for me right now, so I'm not even going to bother wasting it. So for me to take a die action, I might as well take this and finish it. I feel like I've wasted a round to do that, but it's my own fault. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. But if I don't take any dice here, I could... Oh no, that's if I get the de novo mutation. Hopefully I roll an X. So let's go here, take that coin. I had wanted to come here and do the university and get this covered so I can garden, but there's no point at this point in the juncture here. So sorry, these go away. So now we're going to do the solo. And not going to work. And this is the card to there. Okay, so they can do this one. So I had to redraw because I couldn't afford it. So they're going to take their last one, and this is going to go to the R, which is up here. Yoink. And they are going to put little R's out. So let's just do this. There we go. So now we've changed how that Punnett square is going to work. Yeah, and it's Friday. It's okay to do whatever you want. Well, that's what happens when I play solo. I just do whatever feels right. I try to follow the rules, but, you know, a little bit. So what is everybody else doing this weekend? I'm sure everyone has fun things planned. Tell me, because I'm living vicariously through you, because I'm always working. So I want to know, what are you up to? While you're doing that, let me think of my turns here. Okay, so we did all the things. We placed out. No, I still have one more to place out. So, yes, Friday's supposed to be chill. This game stresses me out, but I'm feeling better with all of you in the chat, so thank you. Seriously, like, I'm not just saying that. You all are calming me down, and I appreciate it. Well, I could just complete this, but there's no point, because I've already taken that. I could go to the tool shed, maybe, because I do have this. Oh, you know what I should do? I should set a research goal, because that will help me at the end of the game. So I'm going to spend 2 coins, and I'm going to put out a research goal. So let's see. T's are kind of good. So, because I seem to have a thing going on with the T's. So I'm going to go here. So it'll garner me 2 points for every dominant 2 T's or dominant T and a recessive T on my cards. So, I mean, it's worth a shot. Great. So now we do the Atoma Phase. I just realized, unless this goes to the treasury, they're not getting any money. So this is what makes it easier. It blocks them from getting certain things. So now, let's make sure I'm doing this properly. If Johan had placed any action markers on the first shift spaces, they did not. So let's see, what are you all doing? Yes, Salt and Sass Games. Salt and Sass Games. And if you don't write games at the end of that, you will get a completely different channel. So it's Salt and Sass Games. Thank you, Tracy, for popping that in there. Oh, tomorrow you're booked. Okay, radio station. Magic trick. Oh, that sounds great. You'll have to share that with us. In Omar, you're working, hoping to get back to the jaws of the lion this weekend. Okay, okay. Very cool. Okay, so Johan has not placed anything in the first shift. Validates one trait for each of their assistants. They don't have any assistants. They gain 1 P plant from the top of the deck and then gain an additional for each plot they've acquired. They haven't, but they will get the P card. So we're kind of do a little fake thing here. So this is now considered the top. I just running out of room here. Oh, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too many cards. So what should have happened was when this one was taken... I apologize. My gosh, I'm missing rules already. This is what happens. I should have validated because he couldn't take the card. So 4 is their max, and that's one of the rules. They should only ever have 4 in their garden until they get a plot. Again, I apologize. All right. In a standard, okay, they don't, and then we reshuffle the cards. I swear. It's the solo one that I'm having problem versus my own thing, so sorry. Trying, but, you know, it's a thing. So that goes there. We do a shuffle. And we'll do that. Now, for those who are unfamiliar watching the channel, I don't play solo games, hence the reason I'm very bad at them, as you can see. I have hard enough time managing my own things. Trying to manage somebody else's on top of it doesn't do well for my ADHD, just FYI. So, I apologize. So then we fixed that. We've done that. Now we're going to go into the plant breeding. This is where I get to roll all the dice. Here we go. I'll try and do this faster for you. Oops. Those we're going to re-roll. And no X's there. Did I want X's there? I don't know. Maybe not. And I'm calling it X's, but I'm sure there's a technical name that I probably should be. So, big T, 4 is big T, little t. So I'm using the Punnett squares to help me determine where the dice go. Big T, little t, yoink, and big T, big T. Perfect. There we go. Okay, now, next. All right, what's this? So no plans for the weekend for Mikhail. I should do some solo gaming. Yeah, why not? I mean, you definitely seem better at it than me. So if you're good at it, do it. And you enjoy it, absolutely. Big G, little g. Big G, little g. And little g, little g. Okay, so let's do this one. All right. Oh, gotta re-roll that X, re-roll that X. 2, 2, lots of 2s on this one. So 1 is big F, big F. The 2s are big F, and little f, little f. Okay, I gotta reach for these ones over here. Yoink. An X, 2 X's. Oh, okay, that stays. I may pull one of those. No, I don't even have one. I would pull one to show you what they do, but I don't have a space there to do it. 3, 3, R, R, that goes. Oh, yeah, I forgot they kind of... No. Oh, come on. Oh, that's their space. I don't care. And they're not even taking from there. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're fine. Ooh, had a bit of a heart attack there. Okay, so now that we've done that, I get to go first. So, actually, I do, because I'm in the first shift, so I get to go first. Let's see here. So, what did I need? Big T, little t. So, yeah, gonna take that, and that card is gonna get completed. However, I can't just take this off the board. I have to take an action. I have to take the gardening action to get that out. So, that stays where it is. Next, let's just do this. So, let's do this. Oh, wow. So, big R, little r. 2 dice are coming out of that, but there are none. Big G, little g. Yes, so 1 will come out, and they get to validate. This is surprisingly going better than when I played the last time. So I've done that. Actually, I don't think there's anything else I can do on the board. Nope. So it's all the solo. And I think we do all of them, just to make sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so as far as I know, you do all of them. So let's do that. So 1 from FF. So that goes there. Okay, this isn't looking good for me, by the way. They're going to finish some stuff soon, and I haven't even finished 1 yet. And 2 from here. There are none, so that doesn't happen. Okay, this isn't too horrible, actually. And nothing here because these are covered. So, okay. So, not mad at that. Actually, that could have gone much worse. All right, and there we go. And now we're on to the research phase. Okay, so these technically, we'll do this. And again, they have no money, so this is interesting. Unless they get a treasury action, they're not going to have any money this game. But they're still going to finish cards. So that's a thing. So again, we're playing on easy. If we were playing on a standard game, they might have, or a harder game, they might have started with an assistant, which would have then definitely been giving them more bonuses. They would have started with money every Atoma phase, and that definitely means they would be getting upgrades. In this case, they're not getting any money, so it's not going to happen. So there's that. I do want to make sure. I feel like they should have money, but maybe not. No, it doesn't say anything about him getting money. Okay. No. Okay. So now, We're going to go to the research upgrades. Normally, Johan would go first. Doesn't have any money, because I can pull the cards. It doesn't matter. These all have a cost. So, there's no point. I also don't have any money. Oh, no! I wanted to buy my second worker. I forgot. Oh, that's garbage. Wow. So none of us are getting anything. I didn't think that through. So we push everything down here because we're going to set up for the next round. Unfortunately, these ones don't go any further, but these ones go down. Wow, that's garbaggio. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. That's it. All right, so now we're going to reset everything up. So now we're going to be on round 3. See, we're flying. We're flying. Take this, take this. Yeah, I should have saved some money. I completely slipped my mind that I was supposed to do that. I don't know. I got too caught up in the moment, I guess. Well, that's okay. I wanted to get that extra worker because it makes a huge difference. So let's make sure coins are back out. Dice can go back. Okay. I'll be honest with you. This is not going well for me right now. I'm like not scoring very well, I don't think, in this game. Excuse the mess over there. Just a bit of a reach for me, so that'll go away. And Sister May I have yet to use, which is upsetting. These all go away. Sad trombone, yeah. Wah, 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 wah. That's exactly what happened, and it's my own fault. Okay. That's okay. I'm going to show you the gardening action this turn, and hopefully that'll yield some better results for me, so... But what I might do is do the nursery action first and then do it. So, let's see. That, we get... Oh, I really wanted this assistant, but, well, you snooze, you lose, girl. And that's going to go out. Whoops. That's going to go there. Okay, it's got some fun assistants there. And that's the only time you can get them. Assistants is at the research upgrade phase. So there you go. All right, so round 3. I'm first. Make sure I did all the things. Dice. Good. I was in it for the science. You blinded me with science. That's literally what I was singing when it happened. Tracy, you know me. Like, so well. I feel bad for anybody who watches this video later, because you all are just cracking me up. It's so good. And then someone watching later is probably like, why is she laughing so much? Okay, because I'm happy, darn it, and I'm surrounded by science. It's great. Okay, so I need to garden. No, nursery first. I want to do the nursery first because I want to get more cards. So, so I am going to do the nursery. It doesn't cost me anything to do it. Let me just make sure. I think I get 3 cards. Should tell you, this shows you how often I've taken that action. Not very. So, I will get nursery. Yes, nursery, I get to draw, 2 cards from the face-up options and or deck. So it's a combination of both. So, oh, yeah, sorry. Wrong cards. I just realized there were some cards in there that shouldn't have been there. My bad. Put those on top by accident. Oops. There we go. You're probably like, those cards don't look right. Yeah, that's right, because they were the solo cards. My bad. I accidentally put those there. All right, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So, now let's take a peek here. Well, I get 2. So, I remember here, I want to be scoring for T's on my cards. Big T's, little T's. These don't really meet that requirement. So, I'm actually going to pull one off the top. Very nice, because this one has the T's we're looking for. And I'm almost tempted to just pull another one off the top, just to see if I can get another one with some T's on it. Nope, but that's okay. So for all of you who are just jumping in for the first time, this is my hand. You normally wouldn't see it, but I'm doing it here so you can see them. Okay? All right. All right, thanks for popping in, John. Going to play some Ashes Reborn. Sounds fantastic. Have a great time. And yeah, keep me posted. It's a game I would also like to try. I don't own it, but I've been hearing excellent things. So, sounds fantastic. Okay, so I played my turn, so now we're going to go over to the AI. They are going to get to do a gardening action. So, that goes there. And for them, gardening does, because it's different, right? It's not the same. They take the garden by validating 1 trait for each assistant. They don't have an assistant. Then gaining a pea plant from the top of the deck, which they can't because they're at their max of 4. And... oh, okay. Well, guess what? They can't take the gardening action because they cannot do it. So that's that. Let's be fair here. So treasury. Oh, well, something tells me that they were going to go there. I knew it was about time for them to get some money. So here we go. They're going to get 2 for going to the treasury. So that's them. So that's their turn. I don't even think this card does anything for treasury, but I will double check. Yep, just takes 2 coins. So there you go. So those cards are done. Perfect. Over to me now. So, yes, gardening. Hello. Yeah. So gardening action is quite fruitful. I get to take a tool shed card, if I'm not mistaken, and which is what it shows on the board, but we'll make sure I'm doing it right, so we'll walk through it here. Gardening. All right, this book, yes, I know. I don't normally bend my books like this, but at this point, it's just faster for me to thumb through it, so don't judge me on this moment. Okay, just say it. All right, so let's take a look. Gardening. Hi, gardening. It's fine. I could probably do it from the pictures because it doesn't show me here. Selecting. Here we go. Gardening. Okay, so first I get to draw, and you have to do these in order. So I get to draw a pea plant or tool card. Well, I don't really want that. I guess I could have done that instead of taking the separate action. Doesn't matter. I'm going to take this rake because I believe the rake basically allows me to take another die and then use it as a wild, if you will. So I'm going to put that, we'll just put that here, up here. And then I get to uproot one, so complete one that was done. So this is done. Yeah, 9 points. Yahoo, yeah. So that's completed. So I'm just going to shove these ones under my little thing here, just to show that they're done. And then I get to plant seed cards. And I believe, according to the rules, I can plant new cards onto your hand, from your hand. So we will be doing that. So I'm going to plant these big ones here. And then I want to know if I can use Sister May. So remember, Sister May is my assistant, who I picked because, let's see what Sister May says to me. Because I think Sister May was the one that lets me put one across the board. So that would be fantastic if I could do that. But let's just make sure I'm not telling you. Whenever you validate a trait, so when I validate, I can validate every copy. So this will be great when I get down to when I decide to take one of these actions. Okay, perfect. So now we're over to the assistant. They get to go to the nursery. So what's at the nursery for them? Okay, so they're going to go here. This doesn't cost them anything, and there's a space for them. They filled up that last space. They get to take the first card, which they cannot because they are full. So do they in turn get something else? So let me see. They might not actually be able to do this one. So, nope, they actually can't take this action. So that's not good. So we redraw this one. So this is the part that I find I'm like, oh, it's a bit tedious. It's not terrible. It's just, for me, it's one more thing that I have to think about. So now we're going to go to one of these spaces. So the R's here. Okay, so I believe you can either, I almost said that in French, enlever, you can actually remove one or put one on. And it says, if there is a gene tile, they will remove it. So yeah, so if there's one there already, which there is, they will remove it, which I'm not mad at, to be honest with you. That kind of needed to happen, so I'm here for it. Okay, so let's do that. So now, back to me, I've got 2 to use. Let's take a gander here. So money would be good, so I can then get my last action marker, as long as my competitor doesn't take it. Money's good, but I'm going to need at least 2. I could... No, I cannot go to the treasury, so I actually don't even have that option right now. So what do I need here? That's really handy for both. T's. Wow, none of these are going to help me. So this... Oh, I did not do this very well. This ability is not going to help me out at all because I don't have anything here that corresponds. Wow. So focused on the T's. Son of a biscuit. All right, we'll go here. Take that. And yes, downloading rules on, I sometimes do that on my iPad is great because when you're trying to search a term, so much faster. Yeah. I'm all about that. I'm here for that. So now one more turn here for the solo. Boop, boop, boop. So they're going to the tool shed. And at the tool shed, they discard 1 tool card from the tool shed and validate a trait. So they're going to take the middle card. There you go. So that goes away. And they Which card's hard? Okay, so it always is the bottom. They're actually going to finish one. So when you validate a trait, it's always the one on the bottom. For the solo, this completes a card. Oh, they've got 13 points. Yeah, they're winning. That's a thing. So I'll just hide that here because I know me and I will accidentally put it on a pile like I did their cards. It's a thing. We all make mistakes. All right, so sorry, that should have been here because that was the action they took. Now it's up to me. I have one left. And I think I might show you something a little different. I'm going to do the second shift. So second shift is one that you haven't seen yet. You can place this here. First shift always goes, and then second shift will go. So when you're here, you pick from that corresponding area. When you're in second shift, you get to pick a die from any area. So not a bad option, because I don't really see anything else that I want to do. Although I do need another coin if I want to get my last worker out. Although that's not really been my problem right now. My problem is just, good gravy. I mean, I could just go to a space to get the money. Oh, Saki-do, Saki-do. You know what? I think I better take the money. I need it. Sad as this is. Where am I going to get the most success? So, no, I was going to show you what that does, but I need money, so... Sorry, not gonna happen today. So let's go here and take the coin. I want to set myself up to get another card, so that's why. Okay, so that's done. So now we do, I think I've placed out, they've placed out. So now we do the Atoma Phase. And they did not place any in the first shift spaces, so nothing happens there. They don't have any assistants. They gain a P card in the deck. And if their garden is full, they validate traits instead. So they, oh no, it's not full. So they actually do take a card because they just completed one. And that comes from the top of the deck. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then no coins and then reshuffle. Okay, cool. So that's that. Let's reshuffle their deck quickly. Get them all ready to go. All right. Oops. Let's make sure that's a thing. All right. Little shuffle action. Perfect. So now we're doing the planting phase here. Let's quickly roll these. I got to re-roll all the X's just one time. Oh, still. Oh, okay. I might be able to demonstrate that for you today. Big T, little t, 3, big T, little t, 1, big T, big T. So for those just jumping in, I'm organizing the dice based on the Punnett square. So whatever number I roll corresponds to a certain intersection on that Punnett square. Oh, wow. This is a lot of 2s here. Oh, good gravy. Big G, little g. Yeah, I think that's not exactly what I wanted, is it? Little g, little g. Nope, I needed big G, big G. Ah! Well, that's unfortunate. All right, wow, I'm rolling a lot of the same things here. Big F, and, sorry, that should have been there, it got moved. Little f, little f. Okay, one more to go here. So, we're actually not doing too badly, we're just flying ourselves. Flying through it ourselves. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. Oh, that was a 4, sorry, got bumped. So this goes little r, 3 is big R, little r, 1 is big R, and 2 is big R, little r. Okay, so I go first, and I'm going here. I don't really like any of these options at all. Wow. Yeah, okay, so is there an option for me not to do those things? Because they all stink. So let's see, do I have an option here when I do this? So, can I just decide not to do the first one? Yes, okay, so, yeah, I don't think so. That's garbage. You must have it available. I have a slot, and I have to use the die. Oh! No, that's garbage. It says if a player cannot take a die on their shift. Oh, that's not true. I could do this one because I don't think I have to do them in order. It doesn't say that. It just says I have to take any. Oh, okay. Whew. I almost had a heart attack there. We're going to do this one first. Forget that. Oh my gosh, I thought I was out of turn. So, let's see here. There's no R's, so there's no point in me taking these. If I had taken these, I could in essence take 2 of these, so this and another one, and then change it to whatever I wanted. But it does take up 2 dice slots, and I don't really... It's not necessary, because I have the things that I need. So, let's see. I will take the... You know what, I want to do this big one, but I also really want to do this one and just get it over with, like get it done. So I'm going to take the big T, and validate that one. Oopsie. Too bad it wasn't the same here. I can't do anything with that. And then they go, and they're going to do little r. They're going to take that die. Oh, they're cooking with gas over here. Woo! And they're going to take 2, big G, little g, there are none, so that doesn't happen. Then I get to do my second one. I can't, so I have to pass for that. There's nothing else I can do. However, they keep going. So let's see here. That goes there. So big R, little r, they do get that. And the other one is nothing. Then we do the next one, and nothing. And we do the last card. 2 F, so they get 1. There we go. Oh, and the 2 T's, which are none, so they don't get that one. Okay, done for that. Great. Sort of. Oh, and I forgot this one here. So this one, you'll notice there's a die on it. On the card, in addition to the arrows, we have to resolve the die. So that, for that one, bear with me, is... hold on. Sorry, this is the part I always forget. Let's see. Here we go. She was one of the X dice to validate the bottommost. Okay, so unfortunately, I do not think so. Green does not. Yeah, doesn't have it. So doesn't happen. Yep. No problems there. Okay, great. These I'll just remove because we're going to need them in a minute. Reshuffle. And now we're going to head over to the research upgrades. Runs the gamut of emotions. Are you talking about me? Probably, because I'm all over the place. I probably should use my rake that round and double check what it did. So there's just so many things happening here. But let's see. The rake, what do you do, Mr. Rake? Mr. Rake, when an offspring died to validate any one trait of that dice color instead of using the die normally. Ah, okay, so I could have actually, and I won't do it to confuse people, I could have actually used the rake, use one of these cards, one of these dice to do the G there. But you know what? Just to confuse, I won't do it. But next turn I will be doing that actually. So there's that. Okay, so now we are over to the research. So they go first. The Atoma goes first. They get to, so what you do is you compare it on the chart and you go where the double arrows are. So they're going to get a new plot, which is not great, and I'll explain why in a minute. So a new plot means they now can hold 5 cards instead of 4. Oops. Oh, this card is completed, actually. Didn't even notice. Whoopsie. All right, so technically now they can hold extra cards. So they can hold 5 instead of 4. Yeah, that's great. And they get to pay 1 for that, and it goes up. Okay, so that's what happens there. And now over to me, I get to choose. I have 2. I want to get my last action marker, so I'm going to do that. Although apparently I'm not very good at using them. And then technically that would go up like that. They only get to go once. I don't get to go again. I just want to make sure for them when they get it. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So that's it. So that's it for that phase. And now we're going to be going into round 4. Look at that. We're flying. So, and I have not scored very much, just so you know. It's bad. Yeah, anybody jumping in? It's very bad. Sorry. I never said I was going to be good. All right. Oops. They are good. But yeah, so if you're a solo player, I'm sure you would be fine. Streaming solo and doing all the things for me, this is a lot, so I'm probably missing a couple things in the solo part. I'm trying not to forget, but it is a bit much. So, I mean, so far, when I first started playing this, I have to tell you, I was like not loving the solo. I'm like, there's too many little rules and changes I have to remember, and my brain can only worry about one person, this girl right here. So solo for me is a lot. So don't judge that based on my opinions or my feelings about it. Would I play this game solo? No. I know I'm supposed to save that for the end, but I'm telling you right now, no. If you're a solo player, you'll have no problems with this game because you're used to it, right? You know, yeah, I know how to do the things. Hey, even if you're like, oh, this doesn't look too bad and you're not normally a solo player, but for me, this definitely is a game I'd want to play with people. I'm being very honest about it. And we'll talk a bit more about it afterward. So, that's that. Did that. That stays there. These go away. New ones come out. Yeah, anytime I have a game which has a lot of management for the solo, yeah, that's not my thing. Sorry. Makes me... it's too much. And I don't know, what are your all thoughts in the chat? If for solo players, are you okay with kind of running things like Hull or Tau? I like that. Very easy solo. You know, you flip a card, you do the things, like you're playing against the game, but you're not kind of playing another player. I'm not crazy about that. So I'd be curious to know what you all think. And hey, it doesn't mean what I say goes. That's just my personal thing. All right, so we are out of assistance. I'm just going to reshuffle. And you can see it's not long. I mean, if I wasn't chatting away and making bajillion mistakes as we go and refixing, we probably would be almost done. But we only have this round and the next, and then we're done. So let me just shuffle the assistants. Okay, get those out. Oh, you haven't tried solo? Yeah, I've been kind of forced with this whole COVID thing because I have a lot of games I have to review and they're just sitting there. I said, you know what, I'll do it solo. It's not going to be amazing, but we're having fun and that's all that counts. So this one, if you're going to jump in, I wouldn't recommend it. Hull or Tau, yes, that's a good one solo. I quite enjoyed that one personally, but other people in the chat could probably attest to that better than I can, so even though I've played it. Okay, so we did that, we did that, we did that. We moved the token. And... right, we are in round 4, right? Oh my goodness, I hope I didn't mess that up. I usually try and do this first so I don't forget. But I believe that is correct. So, that die goes back here. 2, 3, okay. Just checking. Solo, but with random internets, people. Exactly, exactly. So, I believe we're on round 4. I usually try and move this first before we do anything. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm next to positive we're on round 4. Okay. I'm first. So, okay. Well, this is garbage. I don't really care for I picked an assistant that I realized I did not plan properly with my plots. Well, that's my own fault. Okay, so Mikhail's saying, I don't want too much fiddling with the AI. A bit is fine, like Lost Rooms of Arnak, but I've got to try Anachrony sooner or later, but I prefer Beat Your Own Score. Me too. Beat Your Own Score, I'm all about it. Lost Ruins of Arnak, I didn't mind. It was a little bit. But once it starts being a lot, like Dune, it's great solo play. Not for me. There's just too much to manage and too many things for me to get wrong. So... Steven, I like solo, but I sort of agree with you and decided not to buy this game when it first came out, but I like your solo playthroughs. Aw, thanks, Steven. Is it because I'm so terrible? No, I think it's because we all have fun. I give you a general sense of the game, and I'm doing it from a perspective of someone who doesn't play solo games, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt, but I appreciate that. And Omar, you have to push yourself solo, but it's fun when I do. Some games I don't really solo, then I go two-handed. It can be a lot. It's a lot. It is. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, suck it up. I'm like, well, no. It's supposed to be fun. And when it turns into work, like, this really stressed me out. So, I don't like that. So, yeah, low-maintenance opponents, Tracy, you're right. That's okay. But when I have to start managing stuff like this, and they have their own rules, that gets me all fevered up. As you can see, I'm all fevered up. Okay. What am I going to do? I'm not going to win this game, but hey, let's give her here. Okay, so let's go RR and get that coin. Get that coin. What? Need some monies. Okay. Let's see here what they're doing. So they're gardening, which means their token goes here. Oh, the theme of this game is great. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the theme. Maybe if I just know me and I would never pull this back out solo. But for someone who wanted to try it, sure. Maybe in the quiet, you know, you have time to think about it. Absolutely. Gardening. They take a validated trait. They don't have an assistant, so they cannot do this action. Well, they might want to get some assistance because it's driving me crazy that they don't have one, sort of. Nursery, they can do. So they're going to take the first card. It's going to go at the top here. And they still have another space, but that's all we need to worry about. And then they get rid of the one to the right. Done. And done. And I don't think we mark anything off for that. Perfect. Over to me. So you have all my workers now. So there's really no reason why I can't complete these cards at all. Seriously. So I think I'm going to... I want money to get another one of those cards. It might help me out. So I am going to take the treasury action just because I think I have time to waste, money to burn, or wait, workers to burn, whatever. So, oh, and I get 2 coins, not 1. 2, that's right. Let's put them on my trowel there. Digging up all the coins. Hey, hey. Okay, now I'm just being silly. All right. Let's go here. So university. So the university, they do have a coin, so they can go there. They get to pay that coin, and they get to validate a trait, and anytime they validate a trait, it's the bottom one. Look at that! They finished another card. Wow, I'm getting my butt kicked, and this is easy, by the way. Wah, wah, wah. So let's do this, just so we can get it sorted for when the next card comes into play. Now we're over to me. Let's see if we can push this to get forwarded. So, are any of these good? I don't really like any of those, though. Those are not the cards of my dreams. Like, I don't want to waste a token on it. It's like, whatevs. I could go to the university and cover a trait and finish this R, and then I don't have to take it there. But I have to spend 2 coins to do it. I don't know how I feel about that. Is it worth it? No, I want the coins for here. I want to set research goals. So you know what? I'm going to take those 2 coins instead and set some goals. So the one I finished has R, big R, okay. F, F. So F's look, oh, T's are good too, though. Is that a T there? Yeah, see? Okay, maybe we'll do the F's, because F is another one that could be good. So let's go here. 2 pointers. Let's stay with what I'm confident in what I can do. So that's done. And I paid the coins. So now, over to here. They cannot go to the treasury, so that card goes away. Can they go? They can go to the tool shed. So they're going to go to the tool shed here. And I believe they just discard it. Yep. And they discard the first one, so which is fine. I didn't want it anyway. So now let's get some dice. Money at this point, unless I want to get another plot, which I feel is very late in the game. Right. Oh, thanks, Steven. And that's what I was going for. So Steven says your solo playthrough more represents a realistic experience than the playthroughs that get rehearsed and edited. For sure. And don't get me wrong, I do those types of things when requested. But I figured, like, yeah, I make mistakes. Sure. I'm sure we all, well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of us make mistakes when we're first playing a game. And as you can see, sometimes we got to go back and fix it. And you're right, it does give it a bit more of a authentic feel. And I feel the same way. When I'm watching people play, I'm okay if they make mistakes because I'm like, oh, okay, I'll have to try and remember not to do that because it's something I would do. So I very much appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. So, all right, let's give her. Let's do this. So I've got the R's covered. Let's do the F. Oh, here. I always put these on the wrong spot. They have no more turns to do, so they're out. I have 1 more to place, and you know what? I think I'll place this in the second shift. So we haven't done it yet, but I will show you because this allows me to pick any die, but it'll go after. So, oh, thanks everyone. My chat's awesome. Thank you. So now we've placed all the things. We're going to do the Atoma Phase. So if Johan had placed any on first shift, they have not. They don't have any assistance, but they do gain a pea plant from the top of the deck, which is going to go here. Yoink. And then an additional one for each new plot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because they have that extra plot, which I guess technically I could have just put to the side versus here. So let's do that. It makes it a bit easier. So this will be the first spot, just so we know. They gain another one. So that's it. It's not full. So they gain a card for each plot that they've gained through the research phase. They only have the 1. Their garden can hold 5 instead of the 4, which they were capped at before. And then I do some shuffling. I won't sing it. I want to sing it a little bit. Every day I'm shuffling. Okay, no, it was cheesy, but I just couldn't help myself. I'm so corny. Okay. All right, so now we're doing the planting phase. Do a little shuffle action there. So I get to go first. Yahoo, yeah. Oh, what am I saying? I gotta roll dice. Ay, ay, ay. Anybody else have ADHD? Then you understand the troubles I'm having at the moment. Ay, ay, ay. And don't be shy. Don't feel like you have to admit it. I'm very open about it. My students, it's great when they try and use an excuse, and I'm like, no, 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 because I have it too, so I think not. This is when I was teaching in the younger grades. Mind you, adults do it sometimes too. No excuses. All right. Oh, so you're new to the whole board gaming scene, Joe. I didn't know that, so it's super helpful. Oh, okay, good. And, you know, I'm not the norm. There's some people who are really good about doing these, catching on to these things really quickly. For me, it takes me time to kind of figure it out. And then in order for me to learn, I have to make the mistakes so I don't do it again, right? So, no, absolutely. I appreciate that. And now all the games I play are not normally this length. These ones tend to be a little bit longer, but try and mix it up. Speaking of, what game do you all want to see next? Keep that in mind. Is there a game that you're like, oh, I really want to see this solo? Because I have a lot of games, so and a lot that need to be reviewed. So if there's one that I have on my shelf, throw it at me. I just got in Smash Up Marvel, so David and I will be playing that one soon. But yeah, let me know. I'm happy to oblige if I'm able to. Okay, two, big T, big T. The one is, oh my goodness, this one has so much. And big T, little t. Okay, well, there we go. So I get to go first. And again, I don't think we have to do these in order. I think I've been doing them in order, but I don't think I have to. So the R's, I need... Ben, yes, I've played Australia. I did... Did we do a video for Australia? I'm not sure if I did a video. I definitely reviewed it. It might have been on the podcast, but I definitely on the Dice Tower podcast. Okay, so when I say I have a lot of board games, that sounded so bad. I have a lot of board games to review, so it's work. I mean, it's work and not work, but I mean that, yes, I own them, but I also have to do something with them, so, yeah. You're right, that did sound really bad. Okay. I'm almost tempted to take the big R, big R. That seems like one that would be hard to get, so let's validate that. Dwellings of Eldervale. Of course, you pick the one game that I don't have. However, I'm sure if I asked, they would be more than happy to send me a review copy. If enough people are interested, I will try and get that. Cloud Age is a nice game to play solo. Almost no AI. Oh, no AI, almost no AI, and it has a good storyline. Who does that one, Mikhail? I don't know this game. It sounds familiar. Sounds right up my alley, though. Keep talking. I'm here for this. So now we got to do, oh gosh, we got a lot of cards to do here. I'm just going to slide these over, because I have to do this first, because it's the top card. So the little r, one of those goes away. That gets covered. 2 for the G's. Well, one's coming off, and they're going to get some coverage. Oh, no, still have that to do. Back to me. So I did that one. Now I'm going to do F. Oh, yeah. Ooh, let's do that. Big F, little f. Yoink. And that's done. Back over here. Big R, big R. We're going to get that. And nothing else. And then I have first shift. So that's right. So now we're going to second shift. So second shift allows me to pick one from any. I also have my rake, which I could technically, I think the rake changes it if I'm not mistaken. Good gravy, my memory is so short. Anybody else have ADHD? Seriously, you would understand what I'm talking about. Ugh, sorry. All right. Wait. Play when taking an offspring die to validate any one trait of that dice color. Okay, so I can actually just do any one from that color. So, yeah, okay. This works out nicely. What do I need to get? RR. There is a little R there. I could just take it. I don't need to use the card to do it. Big T, little t. Same thing. G, G. Actually, I don't need to use this card right now, so not a big deal. Bonfire. Okay. So I got a second for dwellings. Okay, so let me see. I will see what I can do about that one. Bonfire is coming. It's on pre-order, or order. It was sold out at my game store online, so it's ordered. Ashley was very kind to buy that for me. Thank you, Ashley. And that's coming hopefully within the next few weeks. So on the schedule for sure. Thanks, Ben, for popping in. I appreciate it. I really liked seeing you, and hopefully we'll see each other soon at a convention. One day. One day. So thanks for coming. Okay, so let me do this, and I'm going to take a look at your other suggestions. So I do get to use this here on any die. Let's do the RR. So let's do that. And remember, I need a space in order to use it, so give her. That's good. And maybe I should have taken the GG. Yeah, it's fine. So that's technically done. I didn't need to use this. Now we got to continue with our friend here. F, little f, little f. I get 2 of those. At this point, it doesn't really matter because I'm not going anymore. And little g, that doesn't happen, but I do have to keep doing it for them. These would technically go. That would get covered. Oops, this one. Big T, big T. Yup. Oh my goodness. Do you see what's happening right now? Yeah, I'm in trouble. I am in big trouble. Please don't fill anything else out on this card. No! Yes, there are no dice. So that one doesn't happen. Whoop, whoop. So, that's fantastic. So, that is going to go like that. So, let's just do this for a shuffle. So now we've done all of those things. I really need to finish these cards because I'm getting my butt kicked. Alright, so now we are at the research upgrade. I do not go first. Dale's like, I'm going to search all of these. Oh, goodness. Who popped in? Herbert! Hello! Hola, Herbert. Nice to see you. Sorry I couldn't stay for your stream too long last night. I was falling asleep so early. I was playing Outer Worlds, and I was like, past it. Oh, it was rough, but I really enjoyed what you all were playing, so David's really trying hard to get me to play. What is it? Marvel Heroes? Herbert, remind me of the name. Okay, so research upgrades, they get to go first. So they, this turn, are going to get... Oh, they're getting a die slot. Well, that's new. So that's these little babies, but they don't really use dice. So let's see. I've never gotten that one before. And this technically goes up. So for that one, Johan will take an extra research shift to draw another Atoma card during the plant breeding phase. Oh, so normally you just do these, it's going to do again. So, yeah, that's a thing. Oh no, it's during the Atoma phase. So, take an extra research shift to draw another Atoma card. Okay. Wow. Well, that's... Oh, yes, that's right. I see. Yikes. This is a thing. Okay. All right. So, Marvel Champions. That's it. Thank you. I couldn't remember. I don't own that one either. I have some other deck building Marvel games. I don't think it's Champions. I have to go downstairs and look. But there are a couple. There's a legendary one that I have. So there's a few that I need to get to the table. So they have that. We'll just put that there to remind me that they get an additional go ahead on this. And I have 2. Can I buy an assistant? Are any of these assistants good? Oh my gosh, we're near the end of the game, so I really need to... So, when we get to round 5, I will not be able to do any of this stuff. So, we have Sister Elizabeth. Sorry, the writing on these are so small. Oh my goodness. Sister Elizabeth. You think with these big glasses I'd be able to see it? No. Who do we have? Brother Edward. Okay. Brother Edward. This assistant acts as a permanent extra plot with its own pea plant that automatically refills. When the assistant is hired, immediately take a pea plant and place it in the... No, that's not good. I didn't even read the rest of it. We don't need that one. Sister Elizabeth, what's that one? Father, is that Omari? Okay, wow, that's a big one. You may place an action marker on Father Omari's card as your turn during the working phase to take a special action. Roll 1 die of each color and re-roll any X results until they are not the X. Check the genotype of each die result on its corresponding Punnett square. For each die, you may validate 1 matching trait among your pea plants as though you had taken the die during the breeding phase, then return the die. Only you may take this action. Well, hello, Father Omari. Welcome home. We will be taking you. So, hire an assistant. It only costs me 1. What? And we will take that. So now I have an extra little space. We'll put that here, because technically this is my hand. So, actually, we'll put that up here. It's not confusing you all. Perfect. Excellent. I could technically get another plot, but the way this is going right now, I don't even have enough cards, and we're going into the last round, so you know what? No, not gonna do it. So that's it. So now guess what? We're going into the last round. So let's do some tidying up. This is the last round, everybody, so thanks for hanging out so far. I appreciate it. I know this is this is a lot. So for those who are not used to me, yeah, I'm like this all the time, FYI. So there's that. Oop. All right, so let's do that. And get all this, and then we're going to be ready to do some scoring soon. So, let's see. Okay. Marvel Day, Legendary Champions. They are on the shelf, so I definitely will go and pull them out. And I feel like I might do better with those types of games. But I don't know. What are your all thoughts on it? The only Legendary I've ever played was Buffy, and I ended up giving it to a friend because they really, really wanted it. I really wanted to keep it. But I was like, okay, fine. And I don't even think we were supposed to do a stream, and I don't think we even ever did the stream, so I'm a little sad about it, to be honest. But I might just buy it anyway. We'll see. I don't know. I feel weird about buying anything Buffy. I love the cast, but now the whole Whedon thing kind of, I feel icky about it. So, yeah. All right. So let's take these off and get all my workers back. Perfect. And that's good, that's good. These all go down 1. These come off. 1. Oh, I hear my dog crying. Give me 1 second. I think he's like, let me in. Oh, yes. Come on. There you go, little pupper. All right, you got to stay quiet. He got a haircut, and it looks interesting. It's a little shorter than he usually gets, so he looks really funny. But, well, at least his nails aren't long and stuff. Got all tidied up. Still cute. He looks like an Ewok, for those of you wondering. All right, so now we're going to do that. We've refilled that. Oh, got to do the assistants. See, Tracy, and that's the thing. Like, I feel really bad about it. It was like Harry Potter. Like, I own it, and I had the expansion. It was like, oh, I was supposed to stream it. And then that whole thing happened. And I'm just like, oh, it's frustrating. I'm like, I can't in good conscience promote it. I can't. And same with Buffy. Like, I really wanted the game, and I would have done a playthrough of it if they had a solo. I don't think that one played solo. But then I was like, I don't want to buy it because of what's going on with Whedon. So... very conflicted about it, and I wouldn't feel right. So, and I am not judging anybody else who decides that they want to take it. This is just my personal thing, so please don't feel like I'm judging you at all. I'm not. Okay, so, okay, let's see. Steven, one problem I see with this game, so it should be more intuitive, just looking at the board and cards instead of looking up rules for every move. Perhaps I'm wrong. I don't have the game. You know what? And you're right. They have these little... I will show you. They have these little cards that they give you, which kind of outlines what you're supposed to do. And it kind of just tells you... So it does kind of give you a... It does kind of give you a rundown of how to do the game. For me, I like it, maybe because I'm doing this on stream for the first time, I find that there are little nitpicky things that I'm forgetting. You know, like, if you have this many cards, you have to do this. And so I want to look it up to make sure I'm not telling you the wrong thing. And my memory is really bad, so do keep that in mind. But I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. And I don't know. Some people can read it. Like, when I play with Ashley, she has a photographic memory, so she can read it and she'll remember it. I can't. I need to have some kind of like card that has it laid out for me or something. I usually make notes when I do it. But in this case, there are just little things that you have to remember. So bear that in mind. If you have a really good memory, you'll probably be okay. But I rely heavily on iconography. So if I have really good iconography that tells me what to do, that really helps me. And you're right. I don't find it super intuitive for me to do this and do this and do this, especially for the solo, the AI. I find for my stuff it's not so bad, but for the solo, it's a little fudge. So, yeah. Oh, I feel bad talking about the Buffy and Harry Potter stuff, but yeah. But thank you, Stephen. Yeah, you're right. I do feel this as well. So it's not that it's bad. It's just for me, I have to keep looking it up. All right, everybody. Last round. Let's see here. So, what's wrong with you? Why are you barking at me? Come here. Yeah, and he's running now. Come here. I'm going to put you on the bed. Come. Sorry, everyone. My dog's being a little bit of a jerk here. Come here. All right. Okay, come on. There you go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now he's comfortable and won't disturb our gameplay here. So, ideally, I'd like to get these covered up, but I also need to do a gardening action. So this is where I have a problem. The gardening action needs to happen now. So I need trait things now. So I think I'm going to go straight up to the university, pay a coin, and cover this. Now, keeping in mind, any trait that I have covered at the end, sorry, any card that I have completed at the end of the game, they will automatically harvest. So not a big deal if I don't, but I would like to get more cards out and get them, even though I just have the one, and get that sorted out. So that is an option. I could also do it with Father Amari. Right, I get to do that whole roly thing. So, yeah. Ah, puppy, yes. It's in there somewhere. Steven, yeah, so when there's a group of people collectively sort of know the rules, but solo, yeah, no, it's true. When you have, like, for me, we all remember bits of things, but solo, like, it's on you. If you get something wrong, it's on you, and if you don't remember, it's on you, so you're 100% right. Yeah, it's a thing. So for me, it's a lot. Oh, I forgot to put coins. See, look at that. Forgot to do this. At least that's not a big deal. All right, let's see here. So the AI gets to go now. So they get to do one of these where they get to put out or take off one of these banners on the Punnett squares. They get to do it on the R's. So they get to put one out. And it's little R's. Okay. It's pretty easy. Now for me, so I got a couple things I could do here. I want to get more cards out. That's first and foremost. I do have my Father Amari space. Yes, I'm reaching for the book because I read it out loud and I didn't remember what it did, so sorry. Although I can do that at any time, really, but I want a garden, so no. Let's do the, no, let's do this. Okay, so Father Amari. Roll one die of each color. So I get to roll one of each color. And I'm more of a doer as I do things, so... Firefly, yeah, Firefly is pretty good, Mikhail, I agree. Oh, sugar and spice. Yee. That's a problem. Oops. So, one of each, roll one die of each color and re-roll any X. Okay, so I have to re-roll these two. They are not. And then it says, check the genotype of each die. In the Punnett squares, you may validate one matching trait among your pea plants. Unfortunately, I just have the one. May have wasted this action, but it didn't cost me anything. And so, with that being said, I need the T, big T, little t. Oh, come on. I just wasted this. Oh, that's upsetting. Now, I wonder, I could use my rake. Because, let me see if I can use my rake. Because my rake, I believe, is the one I can use. I just want to make sure the phase that I can use it in. Because if I can use it now, and I'm pretty sure I can use it anytime I'm validating a trait, then this will be good. When taking an offspring die, yeah, so I instead could use it as a wild. So I will take this die here. I will use my rake and turn it into this. So I can complete it. And then these go back to the board. Or to the area. Okay, I'm not mad at this. So yeah, so Dion, your memory is short too. Yeah, mine's an ADHD thing, but my long-term memory is great, but my short-term memory is awful. So please bear that in mind while you're watching me play this. All right, solo person goes. They get to do the first shift, and they haven't had any of these yet. So they get to go to here. They do get the coin. And I don't think, yep, see, these are where, if I haven't done the action, I have to look it up. First shift, yep, so that's good. So they take the area based on this card here. Done. All right, over to me. I should garden. No, I need to get more cards. Although, I don't know the point of me getting any more cards right now. Because I only have 2, 3... Yeah, maybe I could do 1. Maybe. Even then, I don't... Oh, this is frustrating. Sugar and spice. I don't even think I'll be able to do those cards. I might be able to get this one card out. Let's just focus on that. So let's do that. Gardening. I get a tool card. So if I go to an area, I'm going to get 2 coins. Oh, I like this. The watering funnel. Oh, but I can't use it right now. Because this is when you get the card, you use it right away. to plant that. So you know what? I should have not used this. I should have gardened and then did this to cover this. That would have been the proper thing to do. But I didn't. So here we are. I could also just get one of those cards. Money is not going to help me because we do not do the research phase, but I could use it for points. So you know what? Sorry, I'm talking out loud here, not explaining what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take the pocket watch. The reason why is when I go to the first shift, I get the coin plus another 2. I could use coins to get me another point spot for end of game. So I am actually going to do this. So let's leave that there. And then I get to uproot. So both of these are coming to me. All right. And so that's add my pile of completed. And then I only have the one. Don't really care because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it anyway. We're going to try. And put that out. That's done. So now we're back over to here. And, oh, what were my last cards I just did? Because I noticed that I didn't put stuff there. First shift. And, oh, I forgot. That should have been there from that turn. I forgot to put that there. I always forget. All right, so next we're going over here. It's a good thing I got that card because they're going over to the tool shed and they are ditching this card. So, I mean, didn't really affect me that much, but it could have. So there's that. Now we're over to me. So I did the gardening of that. So now I actually want to take one of these. So let's do R. What do I need? Big R, little r. Yeah, because they put that there, that is really going to bugger me up. So we'll do that. I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to do this. And then because of the pocket watch, I took a first shift. I get an additional 2 coins. So now with the pocket watch, I wonder if that's something I could use a lot. Because that's pretty handy. I feel like maybe not. But here we go. Play when taking the gene or shift action respectively to gain 2 coins. Yeah, so I'm wondering if I get that every time I do it. I'm assuming so. That's what that sounds like to me. They're out. I still have one more to do. Although I don't necessarily need the coins at this point because now I have to use this action to do the research goal, which at this point I should probably do. So I'm going to spend it. Although, hold on. No, I think that's going to get me more points because if I spend it on a research goal, based on the cards I have, let's see here. Although it's not great. It's not going to get me a ton of points, actually. Because I have the Fs. I have the Ts. There's nothing else I have here that will give me major points. So you know what? It's actually in my best interest to not spend the money and complete this card. So that means I'll need the Gs, which is here. I'll take that. And I believe I will get another 2 coins because this doesn't say to turn it. It doesn't say to get rid of it. So that'll be some nice end game points. So we've placed all the things. Now I have to roll the dice. Oh my goodness. I still don't think I'm going to win, but... All right, so roll that X again. That stays. 1 is big T, big T. For those jumping in right now, this is the last round. And hopefully I didn't embarrass myself with my score. We'll find out soon enough. Big T, little t. All right. Whoop. Oh my goodness. Oh, dice everywhere. Okay, re-roll that X. Still an X. I didn't really use that one. We may use it this round. We'll see. 2 big G, little g, big G, big G. So I'm just sorting the dice now. Little g. Wow, I'm rolling all kinds of stuff here. Okay. Oh, well, that was an interesting roll. Although I don't really care because my marker's not there. It's all going to go there. And that's a big F, little f. And let's just toss those there because we will not be using those after this. All right. Little r, little r. Oh, I got to roll that X. It's a 1, big R, little r. And that will be the same for you. And yeah, okay. Yeah, that actually didn't go too badly. Not mad at that. So now, let's verify we're doing the things here for the solo. Yeah, because I'm not joking. I could never remember this. And depending on the level you choose, it changes. So they did pick first action. So we hadn't seen this. So now they move it to the second to the back of the line. They're the only ones there. This is who goes first. That's why farthest back goes first. They don't have any assistants. They gain a pea plant. 2, 3. They have 5. They cannot take any more. And so they would normally take 1 and then another one, and it's full, so it's gonna validate 2 traits instead, which means this card is done, as is this card. Wow, that's garbage. Thanks, Steven. Genome. I could not. I'm like, the X, which I don't remember the technical name for. That's embarrassing. No, I'm not a teacher. Okay, I haven't taught kids for a long time, okay? I teach adults now. Thank you. So yes, the X is a genome. Oh my goodness. See, my chat is schooling me. I'm here for it. And it's funny. I was hoping someone would know what it is, and you nailed it. So thank you. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I was crying. It's funny. Okay. And now I shuffle the cards. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when I get near the end. I get loopy. It's like, oh, I sense a win. Well, that's not going to happen because I just finished like 5,000 cards. So, okay, just like 2, but that's not the point. All right, so here we go. Let's do that. Do a little shuffle action. So now we're going to do the, I think after for the end of the game, we do not do, yeah, so end of the game, we'll just go straight to that. I believe it is after the plant viewing phase. So after this phase, it's end of game. So let's do super fast. So I get to go here, and I do need that R. So I will take you and validate this one. Then they go. Oh, they're actually going to go 4 times because of this. So they might actually have another card to finish. Great. Yay. Nope, they get nothing. I'm here for it. So now we go here, or yeah, to the green one, which is G, big G, little g. Here for that. Okay, that worked out. I can't do that. Oh, hello, Sasha. Thanks for joining. Ah, you have Genotype waiting when you can resume your gaming group. That would be amazing. Yeah, I was saying before, I'm going to talk a bit about it after, but I definitely would think this would be great with a group. Just my opinion. Let's do the next one here. Nothing. Great, they're not finishing that. I have nothing else here to do. So I don't know. Actually, that's funny. If they go into second shift, what happens? That's interesting. I don't think it makes a difference. I think, regardless of the number of dice, he takes a total of 3 researches, plus 1 dice for dice. Okay, so technically I think I've been giving myself too many, so it's going to be 4, but when he had all those other ones, I should not have taken that many. Doesn't matter. So at this point, they finished more than they probably should have. So what's going to happen now is they go again. Yeah, because I can't go any farther here, so that's going to happen, and they're going to do this. And, oops, it's like that. Is that or that? I don't even know. I think it's that. And then they go again because of this. So, which technically be here, but it doesn't finish. So they actually don't finish anything, which is great. So that's it. That's the end of it, because we just go until the end of that phase. So I'm actually going to remove all the dice, just so this is a bit easier to see off the screen here. And we're just going to do final scoring. Oof. So I try and reach for those. And so technically these are gone. All right, let's just do a little cleanup here. These cards are, we'll just toss them to the side here, because as far as I'm aware, nothing happens with those. They might get for that. Let's do that. Okay, so where's my little board here? Here we go. Let's use this for scoring, and we'll use one of their markers. Okay, so hopefully you can all see that little scoreboard here. Okay, so let's go to scoring. This should be rather interesting. Too far. Okay, so the game ends. We've done that. So round 5, we go to the planting, end of the planting phase, so we don't do the research phase or anything like that. We technically would harvest, but we'll get to that in a second. Yes, so each player may harvest completed pea plant. So that's this stage now. For me, I do have that one. So yahoo, yeah, that comes off. We're just going to remove those. Okay, so now completed cards. So let's do the scorings here. Whoop. Okay, so this is what we're working with for me. I don't know if you can see it. I'll put it up here too so you can see. So let's see here. So we have 7 and 11 is 18. And then 2, 27, 32. So I have 32 so far. Okay. That's decent. Let's see what they have. Okay, well, they have more than me, but that's not the point. So they have those. So we have, oh, son of a biscuit. So 7 and 7 is 14. 10, 24, 25. 10, 35, 38. Oh my goodness, 46. To be fair, I think I kind of shorted myself by resolving too many of these, but, well, it is what it is. 46. Okay, so that's that. Now, phenotype research goals. Okay, this is important, so actually I do still need my cards for this, and they do too. For each phenotype research marker on the game board, so that's these, the player who placed it scores the indicated points for the matching traits on their among the completed ones. So let's do me first. Forget you, AI. We're doing me. So let's put those here so we can see. So I'm going to get an additional 2 points for every dominant F pair and a dominant recessive F. So that's here. So none here. So 2, 4. Oh, well, that seems so much more when I did it. So 36. Yikes. So we did that one. Now I get 2 points for each 2 dominant T's and then a dominant and recessive T. So that's going to be 2, 4, 6 points. Okay, not bad. So 42. Still losing, but that's okay. They get 3 points for every recessive R. Please don't have any. Oh, this is bad. Oh, no, they have 6 because I've got 2. Oh, this is painful. All right, so they get 6 points, which is going to give them 52. See, I didn't even give myself a second marker because I know I'm not going to get that. I'm okay with it. Okay, incomplete research, which I don't have any, but if I had any here and I maybe just put 1 on there, I would get a point for each one of those that were covered. Unspent coins. 1 point for each unspent coin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still doesn't get me there. So 48. Wow. Malarkey! So that is the sad score of 48 to 52. I'm okay. I'm proud of myself considering that I struggled with this game. So let's go to the main screen here. So there you go. That is Genotype. So just before we get into a little bit of talk about it, let me clarify. I did make some mistakes with the solo. So what happened was the cards, how you resolve them in the planting phase, where you have to draw a card and then see which arrow matches and take the dice. I should have been only doing that for 3 of them at max. And unfortunately, there was a point where I think I had like 4 cards and I was doing it for all 4. It should have only been for the 3. When I got these tokens, so die tokens, then I would continue to do a 4th. If I had another one, then a 5th, and so forth. So that is something that I did make a mistake with and that you have to pay attention to. Other than that, I think for the most part, I did get the solo right. And then when they have to draw a card, and I think it's in the Atoma phase, and I'm not able to place it, then I do have to validate a trait on the lowest card. Okay, so those are the 2 things I might have missed. I may have captured that in the last round. So, yeah. Yay! Oh, thanks, everyone. 4-point difference, not bad. Now, I do think it might have been a little bit closer had I not been resolving every single one of the AI cards when I should have only been doing 3. We'll never know, but you know what? It's a respectable score. So, Miguel, looks fine, but I would probably say multiplayer, not solo. Also falls under the category of games I'd love to play, but not interested in owning. Okay, and that's interesting. So, for me, I like this game. I definitely agree with Miguel that it should be played with people, in my opinion. If you're a solo player and you like controlling an AI, then great, this will be the game for you. I don't enjoy that at all, and this was a little bit more work for me than I wanted to put in for a solo game. Like, I'm actually sweating. I'm so stressed about it because I was like, oh, I'm trying to remember everything for them, trying to remember everything for me, and I want to make sure I'm kind of giving you at least some right information here. It's a lot. And even if I were playing it not on camera, which I was, David's not here today, but he'll tell you I was getting so frustrated. So for me, I don't love this as a solo game, but this is coming from someone who's not really a solo gamer. I like games that are you against the game, not you against an AI. That's just not my thing, like, or an AI that's complicated or has lots to remember. So definitely, I think it was Steven who made up a good point. Iconography, I mean, for the most part, it's fine, but when you're trying to remember so many different things, it you do have to look things up a little bit, especially when you're playing by yourself. So that is something to consider as well. The art is great. It totally suits the theme of the game, and I'm also happy to see a theme of the game that's not about, destroying people. I'm going to leave it at that. But you know what I'm getting at. I just like a game where it's about something that's scientific. We can all be like, hey, I know about this. Hey, it's something that affects all of us. And hey, we learned it in school. So it's something that's fun. And I really appreciate that. But Genius Games is known for making those kind of educational type games or with these types of topics. And I appreciate that, especially when we see a lot of the same things in gaming sometimes. So nice to see a slightly different theme. So Steven, robot opponents cheat. Yeah, that's right. They cheat. So I agree. So overall, I like the game. I like the fact in the solo that you can adjust the difficulty, but then it's also more things for you to manage. So bear that in mind. This is a game that I think with a group of people, I would be really interested to see that competitive take of where to grab things. I really like the kind of Punnett squares. I'm showing you like you can see it, but I really like the Punnett squares. Let me just show you quickly. So these things over here. Actually, let's do there we go. I like this whole thing. I like working with these and placing the dice. It just brings me back to the memories of when I was a kid and like, oh yeah, this is what we did in class. I don't know, that's just a nostalgic thing for me, but I enjoyed that and everybody can participate in doing that. So it's nice when you can kind of do that and it's not just one person. So you do have to pay attention in this game to what other people are playing. It's not just you. So in that respect, I do like the fact that you probably will have to interact more with other players. So yes, Robert, science. I'm all about science. Chemistry I loved, wasn't as good at it, but I did get a tutor and ended up getting really good grades, but science is awesome. So overall, I liked it. Solo, not for me. Too much to control. Not super intuitive. Just not my thing. But as a group game, I'm very excited when this is all over to try it with my regular game group. And I still think I'll get my butt kicked, but, we'll be laughing and having fun as it happens. Some of the text on the cards, it's really small. Not everybody likes these size cards. I don't mind them, and for the most part, the font is clear to see, but on some of the assistants, like, they're like an arm's reach away from me, and I'm like, okay, what does that say? It is a little hard to read because it's small, so do bear that in mind, that maybe some of the text on the cards is a bit tiny. Other than that, components are pretty decent. The boards that we were using are like I don't know what the coating would be, but it's like you can hear it. It's like a plasticky kind of feel to it, so they're not going to rip or tear easily, which I really like. Components overall, thick cardboard, so when we're working with these kind of pieces for the plots or the dice extra spaces, it's a nice thick cardboard. So that's it. I think this was really good. I think that, like I said before, I'll just repeat it again. If you like solo games and you don't mind controlling another player, have at her. If you're like me and you don't play solo games, you're like, oh, I'll give it a try. This might not be the game for you, but you can always check it out with a group, and I think that you might like that experience a little bit better. So looking at the chat here, yes, Tracy, set aside some time. You can ask David. I was like good 3 hours just like getting frustrated because I wasn't reading something right, and my brain sometimes is like, I'm tired. Set aside some time because I did get a little frustrated, but then it'll come to you after. So thanks, Stephen. I'm so glad to see you in our regular chat. And thank you so much, Mikkel and Tracy and Herbert and Sasha. And oh my goodness, I'm missing somebody. Otter, if you're still there. Herbert, I think I said you. Omar. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I've taken track of written down all the games you've suggested. I'll see what I've got in the repertoire of games downstairs, and I will try to make something happen. If not, you can email me if I forget. The number 2die4games@gmail.com, or you can see me on the internet, Mandi Board Gaming Pinup. So you can definitely pop on there. on Twitter or on Instagram, and I will definitely try and get back to you if I can. Thanks, everyone, being so wonderful. You are amazing, and keep me positive playing these solo games. I look forward to our next session. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.